Hi, I'm Brenda, and I'm here for Pie Plate Patterns for Tutorial Tuesday. And today we're going to show you how to do a finished edge applique. We have this in several of our patterns, one of which is a heart, and so I'm going to show you the heart today. I marked a heart pattern on a piece of iron-on interfacing. Now, it works better if it's medium weight or lightweight, but featherweight and heavyweight don't work very well. So this is a piece of medium weight, and I just marked the pattern of a heart on it, and I marked it on the smooth side of the interfacing. And I'm going to take this heart and I'm going to lay it on one of my 4 patches, and I'm going to line it up so that the points are at the seam lines, and then I marked halfway here, so then I'm going to line that up on the other 2 seams. And then I'm going to just stitch right around on that line. Okay, what I usually do when I sew these on is I just start on the side somewhere and then just stitch all the way around. And when I get to the point here at the top of the heart, when you do this, you should probably use a little smaller stitch than you normally use. But when I get here to the point of the heart, then I'm just going to go really carefully and just leave the needle in and pull up the presser foot and then turn, and then it gives you a really crisp point. I'll do the same thing here at this bottom point. I'll go just take a couple of small stitches, and then I'll pick up the presser foot and turn it, and then when I come back to where I started, I'm just going to overlap my stitching by about 1/2 inch. Don't back stitch, you don't need to do that, and then I'll trim that off. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm trimming about 1/8 inch away from the stitching all the way around the heart. 1/4 inch is too much, but 1/8 inch works really, really well. But you can kind of, if you get smaller than 1/8 inch, it usually pulls out the seam. When I get to this corner, I'll just come like that, and then start back the other way. And then I'll come back to that corner and just take a little stitch, a little snip into the stitching, and on the point, I cut off the point. Then I'm going to take a slash through the interfacing, and if you're nervous about that, then pull your fabric away from the interfacing and then do it, so that you can turn this right side out. Okay, now what I like to do, a lot of people use the points of their scissors. I hate that because it rips through your fabric. But I like to just put my fingers or maybe a dull pencil through and then get the edges out, and then I'm going to go and I'm going to press it onto the other 4 patch opposite ways, and so that the seams are lined up. Okay, now I've got this lined up here on the ironing board, and I'm just going to take my iron, and I use a dry iron and I use a hot iron, and I'm just going to press it down because the iron-on interfacing will help it to stick there. It won't stay forever, and the edges probably won't stay down as good as you think they might want to, but when you hold it up, it's gonna hang on there until you get it stitched down. Now you can hand stitch it down, use a blanket stitch. You can use a invisible thread and do some stitching around it. You can do a thread that matches, or a thread that shows off your colors there, and just do a stitch around here. The stitches don't have to be close because this is a finished edge. The stitch I've chosen is just the hem stitch, and I have a large zigzag and a very small stitch, so the stitches are kind of close together, but it gives it a really fun look when you're done. I'm using a dark blue thread like the blue, but it is an accent on it, and I think that'll be really cute. There's my finished block. Now there's one more step, and then you're all finished with this. you pull out the back from the front, and then I'm going to cut this out. It makes it kind of thick where you have all these layers. So if you cut out the back and the interfacing and cut it about 1/4 of an inch from your stitching, whatever you did around the edge. And if it's a big enough piece, you can even cut it out and use this piece again for something else. I actually made this quilt with these Riley Blake fabrics, and I did that. I kept the I didn't start cutting in the middle. I started on the side and kept the heart so that I could do something else, because I can just pull that off and have another little heart. But anyway, there you go, and it's not very thick now, so it's good. This particular pattern is in our first piece of pie book, and you can make it out of layer cakes. And then we also have this particular quilt on the front of this book is made with the same applique principle as is the shell on the turtle on our turtle trail. The finished edge applique is great. I love it.